Eve really thought we forgot what her tea was.
I'm the librarian, and I came to read.
This upcoming Tuesday, we are releasing a new episode on fortheculturepodcast.com. So you need to head on over and get your live to Justin and I talking about all of the issues, the cultural and societal issues that we face in today's day and age, as well as some cute ass hot topics. And reading your letters, of course. If you go to fortheculturepodcast.com/contact and send your emails, we will possibly pick your story or question or comment and choose to read it during one installment. Also, head on over to patreon.com/AdrianExpression and sign up. We got a lot of shit to talk about. Now, first, I want to start with a cute ass light topic. Mr. 21 Savage, sis, I don't know. A lot of you guys need new creative directors because at this halftime show, you know what I mean? This basketball game that you performed at, sis, I was not feeling it too much. I mean, sis, your backing track didn't even match what you were doing. Maybe the in-ears were kind of delayed and you couldn't hear the music properly, sis, but that shit sounded garbage. And not only that, and I'll move on quickly from this shit because it's not really worth that much to be talking about it like this, but I'm just saying that some of your favorite rappers and shit, they need to actually have some type of direction and shit when they go on stage. They need to have some type of production quality when they're over here performing. Their work needs to say something. I'm sick and tired of your favorite rappers going on there and just hopping around.
Oh yeah, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Okay, alright sis, I'm glad you know how to count, but we're moving right the fuck along. Alright, so Nicki Minaj tried to break the internet, and I think what she ended up doing was putting a little dent into it. I'm not sure if it's actually broken, but sis, I like the photo shoot. If you're not aware, Nicki Minaj did a cute ass photo shoot for Paper Magazine, and I loved it. She was owning her sexuality. She almost gave me like, these niggas don't know what they doing, so I'll just please myself. You know what I mean? And I loved it. I mean, I didn't think it was anything that was never done before or anything like that, but I thought it was a cute ass photo shoot and I moved right along about my motherfucking business. And that's exactly what Eve Ash should have done. Now, apparently they have her on there. They have her on the talk. She's getting paid to give her opinions about this shit. So this is why people are kind of upset, and I see that online it's kind of split in half. It's kind of 50-50 on how people feel about the situation. So Eve was asked her opinion on this photo shoot, and that's what she gets paid to do. So I can kind of understand why people think that she's not in the wrong. This is her job and she gets paid to tell y'all how she feels, but the way that it came off was not good. I'm just going to drag her on why the fuck she thinks like that. Why do you think that Nicki Minaj has to parent these young kids and parent these young girls? They ain't her fucking kids. You better set up parental controls. And Eve, the way that it came off, I mean, I would understand if you say, hey, I couldn't do that, but more, you know, power to Nicki, girl, do what you got to do, sis. It didn't come off like that. It didn't come off like, oh, you didn't like this particular photo shoot. It came off like you were slut shaming. And it's like, girl, we completely understand that you have had some sex tapes out here, girl. We know that. We know that there are pictures of you. If we search right now, there's pictures of your whole naked ass body out here, you know, doing God knows what with dildos, getting your pussy eaten out. Girl, we understand that. We know that about you, sis. We still allow your ass to go onto the talk and say whatever bullshit that you want to say, sis. So I'm not understanding why the way that you said that shit came off like you just never did no shit like that before. I mean, you married a billionaire and now, I mean, just like you can't see the rest of the girls. Like, oh, bitch, I just, okay, sis. It's like, I don't understand why y'all are whipping out these rubrics and grading other people so hard, yet not using that same rubric against yourself. And I know some people are just like, oh my God, she's matured, so she doesn't do that type of thing anymore. That's what I'm talking about. That's the problem in the mentality that I'm talking about. Why are you associating maturity with not showing your body off at all, or ignoring the sexual side of you and acting like that shit don't exist? Just because you cover yourself up does not 100% automatically mean that you're mature. So the fact that you guys are associating this maturity with lack of sexuality is the problem that I'm talking about. I'm talking about the root of the problem. As I said, if you're going to be over here grading people, make sure you use those same benchmarks against yourself, okay? I want to know what you guys think about that situation, but me personally, I would have preferred if she found a different way to say what she said. That's just me. Justin and I will definitely be talking about this more on our new episode, so I'm just gonna keep saying it. You need to make sure you're paying attention to fortheculturepodcast.com. In other saddening news, we had Lil Peep. He passed away on his tour bus. Now, what people are saying online is due to all the drugs that these people are taking, okay? Now, I want to make some shit very clear. The people that you guys see sipping lean and taking pharmaceuticals that are not prescribed, sis, that's a dangerous ass road to go down. Now, I know that some people are depressed. I know that some people are dealing with anxiety in ways they're self-medicating. A lot of those ways, a lot of times, are not legal ways to do it, but I'm just saying, y'all need to be more careful careful with what you're doing. And honestly, I wish that he was in an environment where someone would not have seen his ass passed out. I honestly think he was deceased in the video. And record it instead of calling 911. Like, y'all hoes were recording shit. He looked like he was slumped over in the video, and somebody brought up a good point on Twitter and said, like, he's around other people who are also on these heavy ass drugs, so they probably had no concept of reality that made any sense. So they don't know what the fuck they doing either. But I'm just saying, I don't want no friends who are over here seeing me go through that shit and seeing me slump the fuck over, just no life in my fucking face, no blood flowing, and instead of calling 911 or some shit, y'all gonna record me and put me on Snapchat and shit like that. Girl, no ma'am, I'm not here for none of that shit. And as I said, I know that there are multiple ways that people deal with how, you know, depressed or anxious they are. I know some of that may include drinking yourself to oblivion, some of that may include overworking, some of that may include just a wrong set of priorities. So I understand the confusion and chaos and reality warping change that mental illness can create. So I don't want this to come off as like I'm blaming him for his problems, I'm blaming him for his overdose or depression. But I just want to use this time and to use this platform to make sure that you are checking on yourself and to make sure that you're checking on your friends. And just, if you're stuck in a place right now where you know you're dealing with your depression or anxiety in a healthy way, try to make strides towards a different direction. You know what I mean? Instead of doing that unhealthy habit 5 times a week, cut it down to 4. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, I'm not trying to blame anyone for where they're at in their life right now, but I just want to use this time to make sure you're checking on yourself and make sure you're checking on your friends too. There's no reason why he was slumped over like that and people are just recording and shit like nothing's going on. Just use this time for self-care and awareness regarding the people around you. A quick topic, Joseline Hernandez has released some diss track. Bitch, I wouldn't even give it too much to call it no diss track like that. It was a bunch of gibberish. I swore I was listening to, I don't know, a recording of a pre-K class, the way that those words were set up in her diss track against Cardi B. Joseline, girl, you got another thing coming. I know that Miss Cardi is coming with that heat for your ass. Now, what you should have done is visited Hooked on Phonics and or Sesame Street before you even tried to put this out as a diss track, because just based on the grammar alone, I can read your ass to oblivion, bitch. If you're talking about, now I was a TA, I was a tutor, I was a lot of things in the education system, sis. So what your ass gonna need to do is submit that shit to me for grading before you submit it to the recording industry or before you submit it to your label, sis, because I could have came in there with my red pen and put in every comma and put in every period and cross every T and dot every I that you missed, sis. Joseline Hernandez, you need to go back to the drawing board, sis, because drawing seems like it's the only form of written communication that your ass can actually participate in, girl. Good day. I talked about this shit in my live stream, girl, but look at this sip of water. Just look at it, sis. I'm so disgusted in the way that this man really lifted up this water bottle and shoved that H2O, those poor hydrogen and oxygen molecules, sis, and just shoved the H2O down his motherfucking esophagus, girl. It really fucking made me gag, but I completely understood why he did this shit in the first place, because he's real thirsty, okay? Articles of impeachment have come out after his ass, girl, and I can understand why he might feel a little bit dehydrated. I wanted to read you some of the counts, all the counts actually, that have been brought against him in these articles of impeachment. He's been accused of obstructing justice. He's violated the Foreign Emoluments Clause by taking money from foreign powers. He violated the Domestic Emoluments Clause by profiting off of the Trump brand during his presidency. He's tried to undermine federal systems, and he's also undermined the freedom of the press by constantly coming after whichever news station that he doesn't like this afternoon. So they're completely gathering his ass. When I read all that shit and I see the fact that he's getting dragged through the motherfucking mouth, I see that the courts are stopping everything that he's up to, I can see why he has to drink that water and shove that shit down his throat like that in such a disgusting ass manner. Next time, sis, they're gonna have to give your ass a straw. Matter of fact, I literally just thought of the image of seeing you do this with your no-lip having ass around a straw, and I say, you know what, keep it. I'd rather you look like you're giving a water bottle shaking baby syndrome. Just go ahead and just do that. I don't want to see your lips around a motherfucking straw. You know, slices of bacon wrapped around us. I'm not here for it, sis. Now, this particular brand of racist has not been sentenced to death, but his body sure seems like it's pressing that gas pedal right on over to the underworld, girl. Charles Manson, girl. They said that he is fucking dying in the hospital, but they said, girl, we don't have no more hope for his ass. Apparently something wrong with his motherfucking intestines or some shit. Girl, I don't know. I didn't do too much research on this motherfucker. All I saw was that his ass was dying. I just want to let you hoes know, Charles Manson ass with his motherfucking swastika tattooed in the middle of his boulder-built ass forehead, girl. He's about to do the death drop into Hades, girl, and you better fucking start celebrating. Celebrate good times, come on! Brought out the pink Lamborghini just to race in China, shoplifted in China. Bitch, basketball players at UCLA have been almost got the chopping block for over here shoplifting in China. I don't understand. Maybe y'all think y'all live above and beyond in the United States, and that's bad enough already as it is. But if you think you living above and beyond the laws in a different country, especially when white supremacy is worldwide and they ain't never seen a nigger before in China, you want to go over here and fucking shoplift with y'all dumb asses. And then now Trump had to go save y'all black asses, so the next time we call him racist, he's gonna whip out the UCLA Save the Niggers from China card. Get your shit together. Over here shoplifting in China like you hoes think this is a motherfucking joke. They ain't never seen a darkie before, bitch. They ain't never seen nobody. They ain't never seen no nigger before. And the first nigger they see is gonna be shoplifting out of a fucking store in China, girl. You bitches lucky that Trump ass wants to use you for his political gain, bitch. Cause the only reason he saved y'all black asses is because the next time somebody calls his ass racist, he gonna say, nah, I saved these 3 nigger boys from fucking getting their shit rocked in China cause they shoplifted with their black asses. Get the fuck out of here with that. Now lastly, I just wanted to continue talking about the unraveling industry. And what I mean by the unraveling industry is the fact that these industries, these systems that have been set up are coming undone because of all these fucking sexual allegations that we knew were happening, but thankfully people have decided now to speak out about it. Enough is enough. And in this week's news, we have Leanne tweeted, and she's accusing Senator Al Franken of sexual assault. And not only did she accuse his ass, but she got the pictures for his ass. She got the pictures for his ass. This senator, apparently when they both were in the army doing a tour, there's a picture of this senator with his face to the camera like this shit is just a fucking joke. And he's just groping Miss Leanne's breast. I'm just like, girl, y'all hoes don't have no goddamn shame. I mean, there were pictures that existed to prove the fact that his ass was doing this shit, grabbing her while she slept. And had no fucking say in the matter. And then Al Franken gonna put out a statement, you know, he accepted responsibility. He said, girl, if y'all have an investigation, I want y'all to do an investigation and I will cooperate. And it's just, I wonder how differently this statement would have looked if there was no picture to prove it. I wonder how different this shit would look if there was no hard ass evidence, girl. He went out here saying that he didn't disrespect the woman. He didn't attack the woman. He said, girl, I was completely wrong. And if y'all need to do an investigation and I'll cooperate. I love this statement, but this shit shouldn't happen in the first place. And as I said, the statement would look real different if we didn't have no pictures. Continue to unravel this fucking system. Now, Roy Moore has been featured on this channel a lot, but I just wanted to let you guys know about some new tea that I found out, sis. It's hilarious, okay? So Roy Moore had a lot of political power, as y'all already know. With his pedophile ass, years ago, he voted to disbar a particular lawyer for, you know, deception and pretending that he was a pastor so that he could get clientele. What this lawyer did was, after this 13-year-old died, he ended up calling the 13-year-old's mother and saying that he was a pastor and saying, you know what, girl, I can help y'all out. I mean, chased the mother of this dead child with lies so that he could be her legal counsel. So Roy Moore was, I guess, one of the politicians who was able to decide whether to disbar this man for doing this shit or not. And he ended up voting to disbar him. And what would you know that today, that very same lawyer is now defending Roy Moore because of these fucking pedophile ass allegations. This shit is hilarious to me. That means you are so goddamn desperate for fucking legal counsel because nobody wants to do this shit. You are so desperate for this shit that you are going back to the lawyer that you voted to disbar so that he can defend your ass on national TV. He's been doing a horrible job at that, actually, just showing how truly racist he is every time he appears on TV. So this shit is just a whole ass disaster, and it's interesting to see it, to watch this shit play out. And like, this shit is completely normal. I can't stand y'all. Donald Trump, every time I turn off my camera, I always hope and pray that the next time that I see your ass on a major news network, all I'll see is images of your ass in an orange jumpsuit. Have a good goddamn evening, old dolphin-shaped head ass.